guys and gals? Never hear from Drake Wing Game. It's something on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Under the Bridge. Shall let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. Alright. Awesome! Now we're just about halfway through. You groan and seat yourself on the ground. Halfway? What else is there to do? Hank pulls out his phone. You hear him tapping out a text message. Next, we lay the landscape fabric, which will be super easy. The piping, too, that's also super easy. Alright, I'm with you so far. And lastly, we lay out the gravel, which will be super easy. You shake your head and sigh. Don't worry, though, we can't do that last bit until Reb stops by with the gravel. Come on, let's start the fabric. It'll be real quick. He climbs onto the bed of his truck and tosses out a big roll of landscaping fabric. He then lifts a large bundle of plastic piping onto his shoulders and hops down from the truck. The two of you roll out a length of fabric and cutting according to Hank's instructions. You lay the fabric down while Hank sets the pipes into place. The whole process doesn't take more than a few minutes. Nice! And now we just wait for the gravel. Oh hey, there she is, right on time. He gestures over to the end of the road. You see Rebecca's car turning the corner into the street. You quietly groan to yourself. You're looking forward to enjoying a polish from the labor, but Rebecca's punctuality shot that plan down. Hank gives a casual wave as he walks to the driveway to meet her. Aw, cheer up! I have a good feeling she brought lunch, too. You drag yourself behind him and meet Rebecca in the driveway. She parks the car and steps out. Hank, Ash, good work so far. Any issues? Not one. Ash is a natural in the art of the shovel. I learned from the best. She chuckles and flips hair out of her face. You spot a bit of moisture at the tips of her hair and notice her hands are speckled and stained with grease. Seems she's been hard at work too, albeit on her own. Good. Here, I brought us lunch. Let's rest for a bit. The word rest is like music to you. You happily oblige. She pulls a paper bag out from the passenger seat, brown and dull with some stains at the bottom. From it, she pulls out a wrapped sandwich and tosses it over to Hank. Then she pulls out another one and hands it over to you. It has a familiar yet distant reek, one you haven't known since you left Bridge City. Hank exclaims in excitement when he unwraps the sandwich. Bro, you got a stinky Jimmy's. You got a stinky Jimmy's sandwiches. What's the deal? We celebrating something? Hank hops up onto the rail of his truck and starts devouring his sandwich. Ash is taking time out of their summer to help out, and we're grateful for that. So I splurged a bit. Stinky's was your favorite, right? Yeah, yes it was. Thanks a lot, Reb, I'd almost forgotten about Stinky's. Hank exclaims through a mouthful of sandwich. How'd you go forget about Jimmy's? You hop up next to Hank and unwrap your sandwich. It's a hot pressed Cuban sandwich, Jimmy style, which means it's made with pickle-flavored chips instead of pickles. I'm surprised Stinky's is still in business. Is Jim still running it? You take a big bite and talk as you eat. Nah, Jim went off and skipped town after the restaurant burned down. We're like 90% sure it was an insurance scam. I'm 100% sure. Oh shit, Stinky's burned down? Rebecca sits on the truck rail opposite to you and Hank and unwraps her own sandwich. Yep, but you remember Jojo. You remember Jojo? He used to work there? So you know. He started crowdfunding campaign to start Stinky Jimmy's back up, but as a food truck. They have a smaller menu now, but I think it's way better. Plus, they're at every festival now. Hank goes on, updating you with the status of all the local dives and diners from before you left. Rebecca fills in details Hank leaves out. Who owns that, who owns what, and where the other owners went and such. At some point, Rebecca clears her throat to interrupt Hank. That car on the corner, it's passed us by twice already. Slowly. Huh? What do you mean? She points suddenly with her pinky as she takes another bite, not to draw attention. Keep an eye on them. I think they're watching us. Rep, paranoia isn't a good look on you. The mentioned car drives, but slows down once it gets near where you're sitting. You keep your head down and try to see something through the corners of your eyes. Rebecca was right. There are 3 men in the car, and it looks like they're watching you. They don't stare exactly at the 3 of you. They look around and past you, at the truck and the house and the yard. Their not-so-subtle attempt at hiding their watching doesn't work, though, and you confirm Rebecca's suspicions. I see them. What do they want? I don't know. Blue Grand Voyager, plate ATF 318F. Hank laughs out. Dude, seriously? What, are you gonna call the cops on them for taking a stroll? Rebecca snaps while keeping her voice low and her head down. Just hush. They're both so confident, you're not really sure what to make of this. Reb's right, they're definitely staring at you, but as far as you know, that's not a crime or even an offense. Play it safe. You keep your head down and do as Rebecca does. Oh, brother. Hank groans in frustration. Hank stands up. He weaves his fingers between his hands and throws his hands up behind his head to stretch, putting his chest and abs on a sort of obnoxious display. The men in the car laugh out and honk their horns. One of them pumps his arm to the best of his ability. Hank mirrors the gesture, much to the delight of his audience. "They're just here for the gun show!" Rebecca keeps her head down and finishes her sandwich, avoiding looking at the people in the car. You chuckle at ease, relieved that Reb misread the danger. Once the audience has had their fill of the Hank show, they beep their horns once more and peel off, never to be seen again. Classy. "Hey, man, it's not my fault I'm a stud. You learn to spot these things when you're a sexy beast, such as yours truly." He gives Rebecca a smarmy wink and a dumb smile. "Uh-huh, right. And, when are you breaking up with Cherry?" You almost choke on your sandwich at the sudden question. Silence. You could hear a pin drop. The energy Hank had less than 10 seconds ago is shattered, and he just stares at Rebecca with a stunned confusion. What? You share Hank's reaction, though you stay silent. What do you mean? Why would I do that? You're teasing and showing off for any person that just passes by on the road. It's disrespectful to her. I don't see her going around flirting with random people. You sense agitation in Hank's voice. He turns away from Rebecca. "Man, you just don't get it. She's cool with this. We already talked about it. She gets a kick out of it, too. It's really not that big of a deal, man." Okay, fine. Ignoring that, then. Alright, 1 second, y'all. Water time. Alright, y'all, and we are back. Let's go ahead and jump back into it, shall we? Okay. Okay, alrighty. Alright. You're clearly miserable around her. Hank scoffs. Half the time anyone even mentions her name, you groan and cringe. And don't tell me for a second you actually enjoy her dragging you around town by the ear like some sort of servant. He's speaking louder, angry. You take a step back if there's any room to turn on the truck bed. Okay, I mean, sure, we're not like a movie couple or anything, but we still love... Hank, don't be stupid. Okay, Reb, that was uncalled for. He groans and throws his hands up. Dude, what's your deal? Watch out for Rebecca, relationship expert extraordinaire. Why are you barking out at me out of nowhere? As if you give a shit all of a sudden. You keep your head down, caught in the crossfire between the two. Your heart races. Hank... What, isn't it enough that you're the boss of me here? You wanna be the boss of my love life, too? Can I just, handle this on my own? What business is it of yours, anyway? He huffs and puffs, waiting for Rebecca to respond. She opens her mouth to speak, then pauses. A sigh. You're right. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to upset you. You know I'd never do that on purpose. It's just... You spend lots of time with her, and it looks like you hate it. I don't like seeing you unhappy. Don't tell me you haven't considered breaking up with her before. Hank starts to speak and then backs off. Then he starts again, quieter, but falls back again. At last, he exhales. Yeah, fine, I'd think about it. A lot. He sits down and rubs his face. I don't know, just sorta hoping she moves back to California soon. His voice is lowered, now back down to a speaking level. The tension on the truck eases up, and you relax. I've never broken up with anyone before, and this just seems like a problem that'll solve itself eventually. Hope is not a plan, Hank. If you want to be done with her, then be done with her. Don't just bite your tongue and be miserable. He sighs. Rebecca looks at him expectingly. Hank sits in contemplative silence while Reb waits. You want to add? Nope, that's another fork in the road. Okay, let's save that. A lot of forks. No. There we go. Save menu, that'll be N. Okay. Alright. Choices. Okay. Let's, you know what, fuck it, let's go for a Hank run. Hell yeah, support Hank. It sounds like a messy situation, Reb. Maybe it's best to let Hank handle this one his way. See? Ash gets it. No offense, Reb, but there's a lot of nuance and context here that I think you just don't understand. I don't want to burn that bridge if I can help it. Plus, it invoke Bonnie's wrath. As if that's not it's not that bad, honest. She pays for all my meals and stuff when we go on dates. I think I could get used to the sugar baby lifestyle. It's awesome. Uh-huh. Becca balls up her sandwich paper and drops it in Hank's truck. She leans back and listens. Though she keeps wanting to get me new clothes. Really dorky stuff with collars and buttons and stuff. And beside that, I think the sugar baby life is a life for me, dude. The tension's all eased up now. Hank was so charged a second ago, but now he's just the same as he was a moment ago. You wonder why Rebecca chose to bring that subject up so randomly. Maybe she expected you to back her up. Has she tried getting you a maid outfit yet? Or a leash and a collar? Hank laughs sarcastically and hops off the side of the truck. Rebecca follows Hank off the truck. It seems like they're ready to get back to work. You follow them and make your way to Rebecca's car. Whatever, dude, you're telling me that if you didn't have to work anymore and all you had to do was play pretty maid dress-up, you'd say no? I'd rather die. Psha, not you. You're weird. I meant Ash. Rebecca rolls her eyes as she pops open the trunk on her car, revealing 4 large sacks of smooth gravel. As long as it's not degrading or anything, I don't see why not. Dude, I'll make an absolute weenie out of myself if it means I don't gotta lug rocks all over town. And here I thought you enjoyed working for me. Sorry, Reb, but as soon as that first sugar mama check rolls in, I'm outie. Or sugar daddy, I guess. Beggars can't be choosers. With a grunt, he lifts a sack of gravel onto his shoulders. What if they're, like, really, really weird? Then they better be really rich. Right. Help me with this one, Ash. You and Rebecca each grab an end of the bag and lift. Shit! Come on, it's not too far. The two of you inch towards the center of the lawn and noisily drop the sack down. Hank's already going back for his second sack. If Mistress wants me to bathe in mayo and cover myself in croutons, they better be stupid rich and pay in cash. You shake that imagery out of your head. How's that any different than, like, being a call girl or call boy? He winks at you. Call boys don't get keys to the mansion. You chuckle as you help Rebecca move the last sack. Hank stabs the sack open with a shovel and starts filling the trench. The 3 of you fill the trench. Hank cuts the sack and drags them around, while you and Rebecca even out the split gravel with your shovels. It's much easier on the muscles than shoveling dirt, but the evening sun is still beating down hard on you. Fortunately, it seems like this last step is much easier than you expected. Halfway through shoveling gravel, someone steps out of the house with 3 cold bottles of water. You all graciously accept. You drink and chatter some more. Hank mostly talks. Rebecca mostly listens. Then you return to work. At long last, the job is done. You triumphantly stick the shovel in the ground one last time. Phew! Finally quitting time! Need anything else from me, Reb? Better head out. She tosses a small sack of seeds over to Hank. Spread these on the overturned dirt before you go. I'm gonna take Ash home. Aye aye! As always, good work, Hank. I'll text you if I find another job for you. Hank nods and gives a small wave goodbye. See y'all later. Maybe we can catch a drink or something sometime, Ash. I'm sure you don't want to spend your whole summer working. Heh, we'll see. Alright, till next time, Hank. You follow Reb into her car. She starts it up and you're off. The ride back is easy. You stare out the window at the town. Rebecca breaks the silence. I don't like it, but you have a point. You turn to her, confused. About Hank and Cherry. Her grip on the steering wheel is tight. If he thinks biding his time and waiting for her to leave town is the best move, then it's not really my place to judge. Oh, that. I don't understand it, but Hank's an adult and can take care of himself. Alright, y'all, I'm actually gonna pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell if you want to see all of our latest videos on time. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!